We're gonna come down to the ground. I'm gonna show you the side profile real quick, and then I'll come to face you. So we're gonna be on all fours. We're gonna make sure our core is neutral to start. We're gonna push back, rounding the back slightly, and then you're gonna round your spine up to find that modified plank. From here, you're gonna drop down to the ground with me. We're gonna lift the hands. We're gonna go ahead and push ourselves up. You can go modified push-up, or you can go all the way up to toes, and then you're gonna push back into the child's pose, okay? We're going 5 of those as well. So we'll do it together, guys. I just want you to have an idea of what's coming your way. So let's go ahead and find 4 planks. We're up on our hands and our knees. Round your back by tilting your pelvis, pulling your belly button towards the ceiling. Sink your hips back onto your heels. Hold that stretch for about a 1-2. Take a big inhale for me. On your exhale, begin to roll your back up until you find modified plank. We're gonna lower down to the ground. Try to pull your shoulders down, squeeze your elbows tight by your side. Nice and controlled. Lift those arms up for me, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Release the hands back to the ground. Pull your shoulders back. Bring your elbows like they're gonna touch. Release up to the knees. Fold back into your child's pose. Awesome. 4 more, guys. Roll that spine through. Find that modified plank. Slow, controlled lower, bracing your core as you release to the ground. Lift the hands up to squeeze the shoulder blades. Release to the ground for me. Give me that big exhale to push back to knees, and then shift back into those hips. Awesome. Now, if you feel really comfortable with the movement and you want to move a little faster than I am, feel free to take your own tempo. We're on our 3rd one. We're going for a total set of 5. So I have picked up my speed just a bit. But again, pick your own tempo. We're in warm-up phase. I want you to do what feels good. If something feels good just to hold your stretch in one of the positions, feel free to. We're gonna get this last one here, guys. Nice controlled lower. Lock those elbows. Lift those hands. Big exhale to push up. Sink back into those hips for me. Hold that stretch. Go ahead and release out of it. You're gonna be on all fours again. I'm gonna show you what this next movement's gonna look like. Uh-oh, run away, dumbbell. We're gonna just pick our hips straight up to find downward dog. So we're gonna lift up, holding for 1-2. You're gonna pull one knee up into that groiner stretch. We've done this if you've taken a class before. Hand steps up to the hand, foot steps up to the hand, back knee drops to the ground. Keeping your shoulders square, I want you to take a big reach. Circle sweeping that arm back behind you to open up, release, and then we're gonna swing back into our downward dog. So let's all do this together. I know some of you guys are practicing with me, that's great. Let's go through a full set together, okay? So we're gonna start with the one side. Let's lift up, downward dog, breathe into those hips. Try to get the tailbone to shine up towards the ceiling. Pushing the heels to the ground, hands out in front of you. Take a big breath on your exhale, step that leg up to your hands. Nice gentle drop to the ground. Circle sweep this arm, big reach to reach back behind you, keeping your hips forward. Swing it back in front, step back, shift back, downward dog. Again, make sure we're breathing. Big step up to the opposite side. Set that foot down lightly. Bring your back knee down, hips forward. Big circle sweep to reach that arm back behind you. Circle sweep to bring it back. Step back into your plank, shift into your downward dog. All right, we have it, guys. I'm gonna let you go at your own speed. Make sure you're alternating those feet. We're gonna be here for about 30 seconds. Again, listening to your own body. If you wanna hold your downward dog a little bit longer, it just feels really good on your backside, feel free to. I just want you to really stay controlled with these movements. Focus on the breath. We're gonna go about 15 more seconds here. This is our last big warm-up set. We're gonna go ahead and grab onto those dumbbells after this. So really cherish these last few moments here with the mobility. Once you finish that last step up, you're gonna push back into downward dog. You may be slightly ahead of me. And you're gonna walk your hands to meet your feet. So I'll push back to my last downward dog. I'm gonna walk those hands to meet my feet. I might hang out here for a second, get one more little stretch of my hamstrings before I start to slowly roll myself back up. Awesome, great, okay. I'm getting the timer started. We are jumping into it. We have 3 circuits. They get shorter as we progress. We're gonna go through each circuit 2 times. And again, one of these movements, you're gonna need that chair or that piece of furniture to sit on, but I will show you a modifier if you don't have anything available to you, okay? But let's grab onto the dumbbells. Let's get right into it. We're gonna start, guys. You're gonna go bicep curl into a bent over row. So tuck those glutes underneath you, keep your core nice and tight. We're gonna go follow along with me. Ooh, I'm turning that off in a second. Hinge forward to pull into row. Stand up with the glutes. Bring it back into the bicep curl. Give me another hinge forward. Nice flat back, perfect. Pull to row. Now you guys keep going. I'm gonna turn this buzzer off because it's obnoxious. And as you guys go into these range of motions, I want you to focus on that row, on pulling up towards the belly button. So this is gonna give us more engagement through our mid and low back, as well as the upper back and the shoulders. Bicep curl, hold that tension. Swing those hips back, flat back, pull into row. Release out of it, engage the glutes to stand up. Awesome, back into curl. We're gonna go 2, 1, and time. All right, this is the one I was talking to you about. So, I think you guys can see me. I'm gonna angle just a little bit better so you can get a better idea of what I have going on here. So don't worry, we are going through this 2 times. We'll pick it up on the second round. I'm gonna do a pistol squat modified to my couch. So 2 options. Option 1, this heel goes into the ground. I'll show you the opposite way. This heel goes into the ground to use as a kickstand. This is my working leg. I'm gonna sit down into my table or my chair or my couch. I'm gonna stand up. That's it. Come down, stand up. Perfect. Now, if you feel brave and you want an extra challenge, guys, take that foot up to hover above the ground. It doesn't have to be super high. And give me that same range of motion. Down, stand up. Now, I can always use the leg again if I need to help push off, okay? So experiment with it. If you are having some real issues with that movement altogether, what I want you to do instead, guys, is a single leg squat. So you'll just be here, you'll keep this leg elevated, you'll sink down, you'll stand up. If that's too hard, the foot comes behind you, you sink down, you stand up. It's like a really short lunge, okay? Let's give it a go. There's a lot of explaining, I know. Last time with the explaining. Stay with one side here and just take your time. Get used to the movement. Remember, we're going 2 times, so have another chance to really lock this down. All right, guys, let's go here in 2, 1, and go. So the leg can hover or it can come into the ground. You're gonna sit yourself down. You're gonna stand back up. Love it, that's great. Don't be afraid to use your arms. So if you need to swing to kind of engage and get a little momentum, that's fine. This foot can also go into the ground. This is a very difficult movement, okay? This is very advanced. So if it feels hard, it is hard. You guys are doing great. I just want you to keep trying to work through it. Take your version. We got 15 seconds left, guys. Breathing through it. Find that spot on the floor to focus your energy on, to help you stay balanced. We're less than 10. We're gonna go here, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Shake out that leg if you need to. You're gonna rest. We're gonna go ahead and swing over to the opposite side. So quick posture check. Keep the glutes tucked underneath you. Keep the core nice and tight. Roll those shoulders back and down. Let's ground this foot into the floor or into your shoe. We're going ready, set, go. Bring it down. Nice and control. Now take notice. Maybe it's easier on this side. Maybe it's a little harder. Just really start to get to know your own body. For me, I always know it's a little harder for me on my right side. I struggle a little bit more with the balance. So it takes a little bit more focus out of me. It's great to know those things about yourself so you can work on correcting those imbalances as we go through classes. We got 20 seconds. Sit back, exhale, stand up. You guys look great. You're looking strong. You're getting the hang of it. 15 seconds left, guys. Make sure you're breathing. Less than 10. These are your last few ones. We're gonna go 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome job. You guys just did your first round of pistol squats. You're pros. Let's grab onto the dumbbells. We're gonna come into just a bicep curl. Roll those shoulders back and down for me. Keep the core braced. You're gonna go up on a 1, down on a 3. We'll go 2, 1, and go. So quick drive up, slow drive down. I want you to watch my elbows. They're not swinging forward or back. They're staying locked right by my ribs. And you can adjust the angle of where they are, but what I want to avoid is swinging my arms because that's using my shoulder and my pecs. We're really just trying to isolate that bicep. This is an auxiliary move. It's a chance for you to catch your breath and just really focus on flexing through it. Show off those guns. Big flex at the top. Squeeze them. Slow drag down. 15 seconds, guys. Big squeeze up. Slow drag down. Awesome, awesome. Make those weights heavy. Big squeeze up. Drag them down the front of your body. We're gonna go 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Awesome. All right. You're gonna come into an alternating curtsy lunge. So you're here, you're gonna bring it down. That leg just swings through like you're doing a curtsy. It's like a lunge. If it hurts your knee at all, give me your regular step back lunge. That's totally fine. We're going here in 2, 1, and go. So I'm gonna start modified. This is a modified version. I'm just doing a step back. If I want a little bit more, I'll come into that lunge. You guys all look like you're into the curtsy. I love it. Let's get after it. See how low you can take that back knee. And then focus on stepping up with that front leg. So again, take the pressure off of your back toe. Try to power through just like you did. You know you have the strength. We just did those pistol squats. I know you can pull yourself up with just one leg at a time. Really use that technique here. Just a slightly different angle. Make sure we're breathing. Exhale up, inhale down. We got 10 seconds. Let's go. Get these last few reps. We're gonna go here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. All right, you guys. You're gonna come into an alternating single arm row. So we're gonna take that nice big lean forward. Again, my back is flat. I don't want to arch my back. I don't want to round my spine forward. I'm going to find nice neutral spine by bending my knees, pushing my hips back. We're pulling one arm up at a time. So exhale, hold, release. Exhale, hold, release. Focus on pulling that shoulder back and down, protecting that low back by bracing the core and pushing those hips back behind you. So if you're like tipped over like this, my core is kind of hanging out on its own. My low back's taking a lot of the strain, but if I bend into my hips and then lean forward, I'm protecting that low back with my hips and my glutes. So it's not out there all by itself. Big exhale, squeeze that shoulder, control it down. Big pull, perfect, you guys look great. We got 10 seconds. Make sure you're using that breath to help power your movement. We're gonna go here, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, dumbbells come to shoulder. They can just rest right there. You don't need to support them. Give me a mid base, so I'm not fully in a sumo. I'm gonna bring it in just to about the width of my mat. Slight turn out of my feet. We're gonna go for a glute hamstring squat. We'll go here in 2, 1, and go. So you're gonna let those hips drop. This is a full squat. Challenge that range of motion here. The lower we can get, the more glute hamstring we're getting out of this. Start to connect to your feet as you drive out of the ground. Start squeezing your butt. Squeeze, 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 and then finally flex it through. Nice tall posture. You guys' squat form looks excellent. I just want you to keep that form, keep it strong. If it feels easy, slow it down. Start to really hold tension on the way up and the way down. If it feels hard enough, keep the same tempo that you're at. We got 10 seconds. We're almost there. Exhale up. Breathe and squeeze. We're gonna go 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, guys, I've got a fun one for you. This is another moment to pause. You're gonna do a bicep curl burpee. Okay, if you don't feel comfortable with the burpee, whatever you just used for your pistol, you're gonna use that again. You're gonna squat, set your dumbbells out in front of you, Bring it back, hop up, give me that bicep curl, okay? If you feel comfortable with the burpee, you squat those dumbbells to the ground. My chest is up. I hop back. I hop back up. I'm gonna squat and curl and then release back out of it, okay? Either variation works. I'm gonna start modified and then I'll join whoever's up for it for the challenge. We're gonna go here in 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Guys, we don't have a lot of cardio. This is one of our cardio movements right here. So I want you to be safe, but I want you to work on getting that heart rate up. All right, I'm joining you on the ground. Squat. Throw those hips back. Ooh, keep the couch. Let's move ourselves up. Woo. This is what happens when you work out in the living room. Lots more things to have to avoid. You guys look great. Keep the chest up. Use the core to sprawl those legs in and out. Nice tall posture as you engage to stand out of that squat. You guys, 15 seconds. Let's go. I think we can get 3 more in. Who's with me? Let's go. Let's get them in. Plant those feet. Stand up. We got 10 seconds. Let's squeeze these last ones in. We're gonna go here, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. We got one more movement. And then we're gonna take a small break. You're gonna put your dumbbells back on your shoulders. We're gonna go into a calf raise. So all I'm gonna do is lift my heels up, squeeze my calves, release to the ground, okay? We're gonna go here in 2, 1, and go. So I like to keep a slight bend in my knee, and then I like to just push up my heels, okay? This helps me stay balanced and helps me really isolate the movement to my calves. If you're having a hard time feeling your calves, you can drop those weights. Go move yourself to a wall and slide up and down the wall just by pointing on those toes. But try to lift those heels up. Give me big flexion at the top. Squeeze the calves, lower down. We got 20 seconds. Exhale up. Inhale to the floor. 10 seconds left. All right, guys, we're gonna go here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Grab some water. You have 30 seconds. We're gonna go through that one more time. So now we know what's coming. We're gonna move a little bit faster with our transitions. We won't have those breaks. Oh man. You can also gauge your intensity now. So if you have room to bring up your range of motion or bring a little bit more intensity this last round, I want you to make sure you bring it this next round, okay? All right, we're getting it. We're going bicep curl into that row, okay? Nice flat back. Let's grab those dumbbells. We're going here in 2, 1. Let's go, guys. Big curl. Release them down. Hinge at the hips. Pull, squeeze those shoulders together. Lift those elbows up. Release down. Engage those glutes to stand up. When you come out of that, I want you to shift your weight into your heels as you squeeze those glutes through. Big curl. Release. Keep the core strong. Stretch out. Nice flat back. Big pull row. Drive out of the heels. Squeeze the booty through. Come back into the curl. All right, guys, we got 20 seconds. I'm going to pick up the tempo a bit. If you feel comfortable with it, please join me. If you're good, slow and steady, keep that tempo. We got about 7 seconds left. We're going to go here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. All right, pistol squats. Remember, you can use that leg as a kickstand if you need to, but if you can, let's challenge ourselves. Let's keep the leg elevated. Nice tall posture, core is braced. We're going here in 2, 1, and go. Now, once you get the hang of the movement, guys, we can really start to challenge ourselves by seeing how lightly we can sit our butt down. So instead of letting yourself plop, if you start to feel comfortable with really manipulating the tempo, I want you to really control. See how lightly you can set that glute into the ground, or into the bench. Makes it a whole lot harder when we add that little bit of control to the movement. Engage the glute to stand up. Oh yeah, we're feeling it. We're almost there. 15 seconds, breathe. Bring it back down. This is very hard, so if you need to cut out early, I completely understand. Or if you need to take that modified, go for it. Stay safe. We're gonna go 3, 2, 1. Time, shake it out. Oh yeah, oh yeah. We're gonna switch sides. Let's get that opposite leg going. Again, I'm gonna tilt my pelvis, keep my core tight, keep those glutes engaged. We're shifting our weight over. We're gonna go here in 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. So this is my harder side. I don't know about you guys. I really struggle with my right leg. So I'm really gonna put that focus on my descent. Oh yeah, that's hard. You're just trying to match your own intensity. This is your workout, guys. So if you need to move a little faster, go for it. Add that tempo. Use that momentum to get you up and out of that seated position, rocking your body out of it. But if you can, try not to use momentum. Try to really isolate that leg. Force it to get you up and out of that seated position. You guys got about 12 seconds. Enough time for 1 or 2 more. Really lock down the form on these last few ones. We're gonna go here, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time, awesome, awesome. Grab your dumbbells. We're going bicep curls. I'm gonna throw a little bit of an accelerator at you this round. So get ready to switch things up a bit. Roll those shoulders back and down, brace your core, tuck your glutes underneath you, bring them up into that bicep curl. Let's start with that slow drag, just like we did. In about 15 seconds, we're gonna take this movement to the top. What I mean is we're gonna flex it all the way up to our shoulders, but we're only gonna drop it halfway down to about our rib or our belly button height. So let's go ahead and switch right there. We're gonna speed up the tempo too. So we're right here at the top of the movement. Shorter movement, a little bit more tension, more of a pulsing, okay? Bring it down to the bottom, all the way to your legs, halfway up, right here. Awesome. All right, let's finish with full range of motion, all the way up, all the way down, but keep that tempo. There we go, yes. Feeling that blood pump into those biceps. You got 7 seconds. We're gonna go here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake out those arms if you need to. We're gonna come into that single arm row. Again, I'm gonna add a little bit to it if you wanna take a harder path. We got about 7 seconds. Make sure you guys have that protected low back. We're gonna go here in 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. So pinning forward, we're starting here. Pull one, pull the other. Now, if you want a challenge, we're gonna hold each one at the top, and then we're gonna go for a double row. So I'm gonna hold, drop, 1, 2. Now I'm gonna switch to my left arm first. Hold, drop, double, 1, 2. Perfect. You can go back to alternating, or you can stay with me. We got 25 seconds. We're gonna pulse for the last 10. So you got a few more of these. Squeeze those shoulders. Get ready to bring both up to the top and pulse it out. We're going here, ready, set, go. So pulse right here. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 7 seconds, breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Shake them out, shake them out, shake them out. 2 more movements. Burpee, bicep curl. Whatever version you took, let's get after it again, okay? We're gonna go here in about 10 seconds. Make sure you're squatting to get up and out of this, okay? We don't wanna use the low back. We're going here in 2, 1, and go. Remember, the elevated surface is also an option. We don't have a lot of cardio today, so I want you to push it. I want you to stay safe, but I want you to really push your tempo. See how quick, see how explosive you can be. I want to know how many you can get in the next 30 seconds. There we go. Nice and light. Using the core to sprawl in and out, planting into those heels, squatting to get back down. We got 20 seconds. Let's go, guys. You got it. Keep going, keep going. There it is. 10 more seconds. Squeeze these last few ones in. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Slowing it down. Catch your breath. Dumbbells come to shoulders. Whew, slow that breathing. We're going to come into that calf raise. We're going here in 3, 2, 1, and go. Again, lift to squeeze. lower down. We're just lifting those heels up. I find it much easier to keep my knees slightly flexed out. It just helps me get better engagement through my calves, but you find what works for you. As long as you feel those calves firing, you're doing it right. If you can hold at the top a little bit longer, give it that 1-2 squeeze, and then release down, even better. We're gonna pulse at the top for the last 15. We're gonna go here in 2, 1, and go. So I just turned it into this nice bounce. Breathe through it, lift, squeeze, lift, squeeze, lift, squeeze. Little bounce, there we go. Oh yeah, they're lined up. We're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time, you're gonna rest. We are gonna take a break. We're gonna come down to the mat, and I've got a whole new circuit for you guys. Again, as we are transitioning through class, the circuits are getting shorter, okay? So this next one's 2, 4, 6 movements long. All right, we are only going 2 times through again. I think I'm gonna go here so you guys can get a side profile. And I think I'm gonna bring my camera down. So if you guys wanna adjust your angles, feel free to. If you're good with where you're at, just make sure you got a good view. I'm gonna take you guys down to the ground since we're already gonna be down here. It's just easier to see. All right, perfect. Okay guys, we're gonna start on all fours. We're gonna start with our fire hydrant or our bad dog. Whenever we do this glute work, the most important thing is gonna be our core. So what happens is we tend to shorten the back by arching it so that we can get more range of motion through our hips. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna pull our belly button in. You're gonna be very cognizant. You guys can all see yourself in your camera. Keep that back flat for me, okay? Even if it means you get less range of motion. You're gonna keep that leg bent at 90. You're gonna lift up. We're gonna work one side at a time, okay? Keeping the core strong, really focus on those abs. Now, if your wrists start to hurt, and you don't like being up like that, you can take a kneeling position. Again, I'm gonna keep my hips from shifting. It's hard to see, but my low back is arched here. I'm gonna pull my pelvis in, brace my abs, and keep it flat, okay? That's the most important thing. Let's go for it, guys. You got 5 seconds. Pull your shoulders back and down, brace the core. We're lifting the knee up. We're gonna go 2, 1, and go. Same side. Lift up, squeeze it down. We're gonna keep that controlled tension. The other thing I'm gonna have you do is I want you to flex that foot for me. Just gonna help you squeeze a little bit more through that range of motion. Keep that core strong. Work on your range of motion. If you wanna make this harder, hold, slow drop down. Really flex and squeeze down. Lift up, hold, slow drop down. Breathe through it. Try not to lean too much to the other side. So if you notice that you're really shifted over to the opposite hip, find your center, use your core more to balance into this. We got 5 seconds. We're gonna go 3, 2, 1. Time. We're going to the opposite side. So quick recap, what I was talking about is if you find yourself when you're in this, you feel, can you see my leg? It's kind of shifted over, my hips are shifted to this side. I wanna bring myself back to center. Your leg should be hidden behind your arm, okay? So just be aware of that as well. We're gonna go here in 2, 1, and go. It's okay if you shift a little bit over to that opposite hip, but it's just a little mental cue that we're gonna give ourselves, because the more centered we can stay, the harder this movement really becomes for our core and our abductor muscles. So we're really trying to challenge ourselves. We wanna make this as hard as we possibly can with just our body weight here. Quick core check. Check your low back for me. How's it looking? How's it feeling? Do you feel your abs? If you don't, pull that belly button up towards the ceiling. Bring that pelvis down. We got 15 seconds, guys. Big squeeze up. Remember, if you need to hold at the top. Release back down to the ground. 7 seconds here. All right, we're gonna go here. 2, 1, and time. Flip on over to your back. We're gonna come into a single leg glute bridge. We're gonna add a little abduction if you want the challenge. So what it'll look like, if you're not going to go with the abduction, you're just gonna have the leg here or bent up, just out of your way. The opposite leg goes into the ground. We lift up into that hip bridge, we lower down, okay? If you want an extra challenge, keep this long, lift up, squeeze out, squeeze in, bring it back down, okay? Requires a little bit more core strength. Before everyone gets started, we got about 10 seconds. I want you to pull your belly button and your ribs into the ground so there's no low back arch again, so we can really call on the glutes. All right, I'm gonna start modified. I'll move that. We'll go here in 2, 1, and go. So modified, I'm just working on that range of motion, lifting my hip up, big squeeze, releasing down. All right, let's add the challenge. Extend the leg, keep the foot flexed, squeeze it out, squeeze it in, bring it to the ground. Up, out, in, down. The whole foot should be flat, but there's gonna be a little bit more emphasis on driving through the heel. Check your core, make sure your ribs are not poking up towards the ceiling, but your core is neutral. Your back is neutral. All right, guys, we got 10 seconds. Big lift, out, in, down. We're gonna go 3, 2, 1, time. Go ahead and relax that side. We're gonna switch those legs. So what I was talking about the ribs, guys, if you feel yourself lifting up and your ribs are up higher, you're actually arching your back. That's how your ribs are there. So I want you to pull the core in, keep the back flat, okay? Let's go opposite side. We'll go here in 2, 1, and go. So starting modified, leg is wherever's comfortable. We're just doing the one side. If you're up for the challenge, let's take that leg long. Let's bring it up to big squeeze. We're gonna kick out, in, down. Keep the foot flexed for me. Up, out, in, down. Work on that range of motion. How high can you get through that single leg? We got 20 seconds. A lot of unilateral work today. We got 15, guys. Almost there. Really push that top of the range. Squeeze those booties tight. We're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. All right. Regular glute bridge. Yes, this is all about the booty on this circuit, okay? So bring those feet a little bit closer to you so you can almost touch your heels. We're just gonna go regular hip bridge up. Both legs are engaged. Bring yourself back down to the ground, okay? We'll go ready, set, go. Big exhale up, squeeze. Give me a slow 1, 2, 3. Once your booty touches, pop it up. Slow drop, 1, 2, 3, down, big pop. Almost like you're jumping out of that glute bridge. 1, 2, 3, big pop. Yes. Now don't forget to squeeze those glutes. Give me a nice tight clench at the top. Squeeze them tight. And then slow, 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 pop. Slow, 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 pop. 15 seconds. Yes, we're almost there. Breathe through it. Exhale, squeeze. Slow drop. All right, guys, we're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Okay, last one on this set. You're gonna come up into your hip bridge. We just did. Your knees go out, into touch, back to neutral, back to the ground, okay? So you're gonna go abduction, adduction, and then regular dip, okay? So you're working the outside of the glutes, the inner part of the thigh, and then the glutes and hamstring. Let's go. We'll go here in 2, 1, and go. So up, knees drive out. Keep the feet grounded though. Knees come to tap together as close as you can, and then release back down. Bring it up, out, in, and down. Up, out, bring them in, squeeze, release to neutral, back down, up, out, in, center it, down. We got 15 seconds, up, out wide, squeeze together, drop those hips. Almost there, keep driving. We're gonna go here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Take a second, you have 30 seconds to rest. Lots of glutes. If you need to take a hip stretch, you can roll out the hips. You can grab for the toes. Just kind of let your body recover. We're gonna go one more time through all of those, guys. Again, I will have a few accelerators that you can add to make this round a little bit harder if you want it, okay? If you don't, you're gonna follow exactly what we did the first round. If you're up for it, you're gonna follow along with my verbal cues, okay? So, you got about 15 seconds. You ready? Round two, let's go. All right, let's go, okay. Everyone, find your position, core is strong. Let's really focus on those hips. Try not to let them shift side to side. Find that balance, pull those shoulders back and down. We're going here in 2, 1, and go. Big lift into back dog. Release down. Lift up. Release down. All right, accelerator this round. If you are looking for that extra little bit to finish this side out, you are gonna pulse at the top with me for the last 20 seconds. Oh yeah, we got about 7 seconds till we're there. Get yourself ready. It's gonna be a fun one. We're gonna go here in 2, 1, and go. Bring it up and squeeze, 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 squeeze. Right through the outside of the hip. 15 seconds, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You got this, breathe. Yes, almost there. Less than 10, you can do it. Hold out, hold out, hold out. I know, they're hurting, they're burning. You're close. 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Give it a little love. Pound out the muscle if you need to, if it's starting to cramp. Shake out the hips a bit. We're gonna go ahead and find that same pose on the opposite side. Brace those cores. Hold those shoulders back and down. We're going here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Full range of motion. Lift up, squeeze down. Lift up, squeeze down. Awesome. So much of what we do is really intentional. It's really just connecting to the muscle that we're working and actively trying to flex through and create our own tension. The more you can connect to your body, the harder these movements really become. All right, who's ready to pulse it out? If you took it on the other side, you're stuck. You got to join me. We're going here in 2, 1. Let's go. Squeeze and pulse. Squeeze and pulse. Breathe. Exhale. Every time you lift, your breath goes to match your movement now. Lift at the knee. Don't just kick your heel out. We got 10 seconds. Oh, yeah. 7. Let's go. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Okay, guys. Flip over. We're going single leg glute bridge. We had the option to abduct with that straight leg. Again, that is another option for you if you want it. I'm gonna throw a little curveball at you if you're open to it. We're gonna go here in 2, 1, and go. So if you can, leg goes straight, we flex out, we flex in, we drop to the ground. Push through that range, out, in, back down. Again, we can go regular hip bridge. Take this leg out of it, so straight leg, if you need to. All right, if you are up for a challenge, you're gonna hold at the top, and you're gonna give me a knee drive to your chest. We're gonna go here, 2, 1, and go. So hold up, pull me in, pull me out. Hip stays high, glute stays engaged. Use the core to pull the knee in, kick it out. Oh yeah, breathe, keep lifting up, lift, 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 lift. Don't let it drop. You can get a little bit higher. Breathe through it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Relax, relax, relax. Shake out that leg. All right, we're going to the opposite side. Find that grounded foot. We'll start regular with the slight abduction through that straight leg. We're going to go here in 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. We're coming up, out, in, down. Up, out, and down. Doing our best to really just rest on those shoulders. Lifting those hips up high or as high as we can get them. All right, if you took that knee drive hold, get ready. We're going to transition. We're going here in 3, 2, 1. Hold and pull. Really steady, guys. You're pulling the knee in with the core. You're holding this glute up high. Big squeeze to that glute. Drive through the heel. Squeeze it harder. Lift it higher. We got less than 10 seconds. We're going to go 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax, 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 relax. Okay, we're getting close. Regular hip bridge, okay? Again, I got a little fun finisher for you if you're up for it. We got about 7 more seconds. Again, let's check the core. Pull the belly button, pull the ribs. Rest the shoulders into the ground. Bring your heels close enough for you to touch them with your fingertips. We're gonna go here, ready, set, go. Big lift up, squeeze down. So another great mental cue you can give yourself on a glute bridge is as you start to push your hips up, pretend like you're gonna slide your feet out and away from your head. So push your hips up, push to the ground, but squeeze your feet out as you push up. Feel those hamstrings really start to ignite along with those glutes. If you are up for the challenge, we're gonna pulse this baby out for the last 20 seconds at the top of the movement. You ready? Here we go. We're gonna pulse squeeze. You don't have to, you can be full, but squeeze. Keep it up. It's not really dropping the hips, it's lifting higher and higher. Lift higher and higher, higher and higher. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax, relax, relax. You got one more set left. We go up, we go out with the knees, in with the knees, release to neutral. We will have a little finisher if you're up for it at this one too. Okay, guys, we're gonna go here in 5 seconds. Find your posture. We're going here in 2, 1, and go. Lift up. Knees go out. Knees come to touch or as close as we can. Release them back down. Big squeeze up, out, in, center, down. Now, last 20 seconds, you can hold at the top with me, and you can just add depth and add depth those knees. So bring them out and in for the last 20 as you squeeze and hold that isometric pose. If you're gonna join me, we're going here in 3, 2, 1, and go. Hips stay up. We're gonna squeeze in, out. They don't drop. We're just gonna stay at the top of the movement. In, out, in, out. Oh yeah. Breathe. Keep lifting, keep squeezing. Breathe through it. You got 10 seconds. Keep those feet grounded. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Okay, guys. You got another break. You've earned it. We have one more circuit left. It's gonna be core. And we are only gonna go through it 2 times. So 6 more minutes of work, and then we will stretch, and you will be done. I will probably keep myself sideways for this one as well. So I'm gonna give you about 50 seconds to grab water, stretch out if you need to. We're gonna get some nice hip and glute openers for today's stretch. So don't worry, we will stretch all those muscles you just spent so much time on. Okay, guys, these are 3 very, very simple movements. You probably have all done them before. I'm gonna go over a quick plank recap for you guys because our first movement is gonna be our plank. So option 1, we can be in this modified plank down on the knees, but what I wanna avoid is my hips coming up and me being more in a square, or my hips over excessively driving and my low back arching, okay? So if you're gonna take modified, you're gonna keep yourself in a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. If you're gonna come down to your forearms or your arms, we wanna put yourself in more of a flex position. So what I see a lot of is I see this a lot with the teepee butt, or I see a lot of the extension down where my hips are dropping. I want you guys to think that when you're in your plank, you're in a crunch. So I'm gonna pull my belly button back. I'm gonna pull my ribs to my hips. I'm gonna squeeze my booty. I'm gonna keep this neutral spine. And all I'm gonna do with my neutral spine is put myself on my hands and toes, okay? So your belly button should be pulled up and you should almost be in a slightly flexed position through your core. Choose a variation that works for you. We got about 10 seconds for you to decide. You can go hands, you can go down to the knees. We're gonna hold for a full 50 seconds, okay? The wider your base with your feet, the easier this is. We're going here in 2, 1, and go. So what I would do is I would find my balance here wide, and I would just really brace my core. If this feels good, you can start to walk your feet closer together to add more of a challenge, okay? Again, put yourself into flexed position, pull the belly button up towards the sky, squeeze your booty together, bring your ribs down to your hips, and pull those shoulder blades away from your ears. Every exhale you take, I want you to squeeze your core a little tighter. You got about 20 seconds. We are creating that connection to our abs. You should be shaking a little bit. If you're not, flex harder. Engage with your core. Squeeze the belly button, cinch the sides, squeeze your booty, push your heels back behind you, pull those shoulder blades back and down. You got 7 seconds. We're gonna go here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Flip to your back. Put those hands underneath your glutes. We're gonna keep the low back and the shoulders into the ground. We're gonna come into a leg raise here. Play with your angles. I'm gonna start at the top, showing you more of a modified version. We're gonna go ready, set, go. So if you are just starting, you're gonna be right here. The key is not to feel this in our low back. If you're feeling it in the low back, the angles need to come up higher, and then you need to bend the knees. If this feels easy, I want you to start to lower your range of motions. Try to drop a little bit lower. Test the waters at the bottom of your movement. How far can you support that low back without it coming out of the ground? If you can get all the way down, awesome, go for it. If you can't, listen to what your body is giving you and push the bottom of that movement. Reach until you can't and then pull back up. But don't let the low back start to arch, and don't lose that connection to the floor. Pull that belly button in nice and tight. Relax the head and shoulders. We're gonna go here, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, you guys, I had to throw another little bit of heat at you. So we're going mountain climbers. If you wanna take it from an elevated surface, you can make it easier by taking it by elevated. Or join me on the ground to really up the ante. We're gonna go here in 3, 2, 1, and go. So if I need a little modifier, I'm gonna set my foot down as I reach my knee up, okay? If I feel comfortable with the full climber, my feet actually stay elevated, and it's like a high knee in plank. So find that same plank position we started with. Squeeze those abs, keep the hips low, pull the knees up towards the chest, right in between each elbow. You guys look awesome. I love the tempo. I love the speed, the intensity. We got 20 seconds. Let's keep going. Let's keep pumping. We're almost done today. 15 seconds. Breathe, breathe, pump, pump. Let's go. 10 seconds left. Keep going, keep going. Squeeze your core. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Slow the breathing. Take some big inhales. Big exhales. Okay, guys. We're going one more time. It's 3 more minutes of work. Then you're done. We're gonna stretch, okay? Let's stay focused. Let's do this. We're all here. We're all doing it. We're doing great, okay? So we're gonna find that plank position. Don't be afraid to modify, especially if your core is feeling fatigued after the first round. Listen to your bodies. Find your own workout, okay? So we're gonna go here in about 5 seconds. Put that core in deflection. Find your position. We're gonna go ready, set, go. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Now, if you were not shaken or feeling your abs this last time, I want you to squeeze a little bit harder. I want you to try to think about taking your ribs more down towards your hips, pulling that belly button higher towards the ceiling, cinching those sides in, pushing your heels back behind you. The plank is a full body movement. My shoulders are engaged, my glutes, my quads, my core. We got 20 seconds, guys. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Let's finish this out as hard as we can. Let's really focus. Breathe, 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 breathe. 10 seconds. See if you got anything left. Can you squeeze a little bit harder? Can you tuck it in just a little tighter? We're gonna go here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Oh. 2 more movements, 2 minutes, let's go. Flip onto the back. Okay, if you want to make this a little harder, you can also take those hands out from underneath the glutes, but again, low back always needs to be protected. So if you're feeling low back, the hands need to go underneath your glutes again. Here we go, guys. We're gonna start at the top. Try pointing your toes to begin to add length through your legs, but also hold tension through the legs. They feel a little bit heavier. Now, start testing the bottom of that movement. How low can you go? How low can you brace the core? Our goal is to get to hover right above the ground, but we're not gonna push it if it hurts our back or if we lose connection. We wanna keep that back long. If your feet are cramping or your legs are cramping, bend at the knees and lift those legs. We got 10 seconds. Awesome, you guys look great. I'm almost there. Breathe through it. We're gonna go 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. All right, mountain climbers, everybody's favorite. This is it. You have made it. The final countdown. All right, you guys, let's go. 3, 2, 1. Everything you got to finish. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Pump, 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 drive, drive, drive. See how quick you can pick those feet up. Keep the core engaged. Drive those knees up towards your chest. But breathe. Use that short, powerful breath to power you through. Let's go, guys. Keep pumping, keep pumping. Try not to slow down. If you have to slow down, try not to stop moving. Come on, come on, come on. We're almost there. 20 seconds. Stay with me. Don't quit yet. You can do this. 15 seconds. Breathe, breathe, pump, pump, drive, drive. 10 seconds. All right, guys. This is it. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You guys are awesome. Nobody quit. You guys are great. I love it. Way to see it all the way to the end. Okay, guys. Your only job right now is to recover. I want you to breathe. Big inhales. Big exhales. Breathe it out with me. We're going to override the body. It's going to want to shallow breathe. We're going to elongate the breath. Give me just a couple more breaths. And then we're going to come into the stretches. All right, we did a lot of work on your glutes and your hip flexors. So you may find yourself being sore on the outside of your glutes and on the meaty part of your glutes. So remember any of these stretches. If you need me to send you a recording so you can go over them again, I'd be happy to, okay? Now we're gonna find the closer our feet are, the better. But if you're close and your knees are up pretty high, I want you to walk your feet out further so that you can really kind of start to gauge and push the knees down. The other thing is it's all about posture. So I want to be able to sit in a position where my back is tall and I'm not rounding mid-back or I'm not rounding at the shoulders, okay? So if you can't sit up tall, bring your feet slightly further out in front of you, okay? Find as close as you can get, keeping the knees pretty low and sitting up nice and tall. Now we're going to clasp our hands for leverage. We're going to wrap around our toes, and then your elbows are going to come right in front of your shins. Now I know I just talked to you about posture and keeping it tall. You're going to pull your chest down. You're going to let your low back roll forward. It's going to round, okay? That's fine. But use your own connection to your shins to start to pull your chest down. Tuck the chin towards your chest. The goal is to eventually lay it down on the feet. I know I'm not getting there today, but I'm going to keep giving myself that nice mental cue of bringing myself down as you actively push your knees with your muscles towards the ground. Breathe into the low back, breathe into those hips. One more big breath here. All right, you're going to go ahead and release out of that. We're going to go ahead and come into a figure 4. So I'm going to bring my foot right on top of my quad. I don't want it on my knee, but just slightly past. I'm going to keep my hips in alignment. So what tends to happen is we tend to shorten this side and lean over. Find your center, keep both sides long, lift your chest up towards the sky. Push this knee out. And then if you need more stretch, bring your bottom foot closer, keeping that tall posture. So you should feel this all around the outside of your hip. You may feel it come into your low back. You may also feel it come into your groin, depending on how tight your hip flexors are. And then just breathe into the stretch. When we're doing stretching, our breathing pattern is slightly different. We're actually inhaling into stretch and exhaling that tension. So I want you to really think about that. Inhale to lengthen the spine, to push the knee further out. Exhale to release that new tension you just created as you reached further into that stretch. Go ahead and release that side, guys. You're going to find that same position on the opposite leg. So again, I'm going to first start my foot out in front of me. I'm going to stack. I'm going to spine my tall posture, rolling my shoulders back and down, lifting my chest up, making sure my ribs and hips are in alignment. I'm not shortening one side of my back. Once I'm there, Then I can begin to sneak this foot closer if I need more stretch. Inhaling into the stretch, exhaling that tension. Sitting up nice and tall. You guys are doing great. Holding for 2 more breaths. In and out. All right, guys, I'm gonna have you go ahead and release there. We're gonna take whatever side you wanna start with. I want you to bring this knee in alignment with your belly button. So my torso is forward. I wanna wrap my knee so it's straight in front of my belly button, but I also wanna make sure I'm not sitting on my heel. So both my sits bones are in the ground and I don't have my heel or my glute on top of my heel essentially, okay? This leg is gonna cross over. Now I'm gonna do my best to lengthen this leg out, and then I'm gonna push both hips into the ground. I'm gonna take that nice tall posture, wrap around my knee, and then I'm gonna slowly, this is one that takes a minute to kind of fall into. You're kind of letting gravity pull you over the front of your knee as you push your sits bones and your hips back behind you. If you can keep that long spine, even better, okay? If you need to round a little bit, that's fine. But just keep working on lengthening that back. Pretend like there's a yardstick attached to your head down to your tailbone. And if you round the back, you're gonna break it. You're trying to keep it all in one piece. 2 more big inhales. 1 more big breath here. Now you are gonna transition into your half pigeon. So this is gonna become my front leg. I'm gonna shift slightly so you guys can see how I'm gonna do it. So you're here, you're gonna bring this leg to open up the hip. You're gonna find a comfortable position where you can slide this leg back behind you. And then you're gonna start just here on the hands. The most important thing is we're pushing this hip down towards the ground or as close to the ground as you need to. And then you're gonna, if you feel comfortable, you can bring yourself down to the forearms. Again, my back stays as long as I can keep it. If this still feels like it's not enough stretch for you, you can bring your hands into a fist, rest your forehead on the fist, or you can clasp your hands for even more range of motion, bringing your head down to the top of the hands. Breathe into the side of the hip, keep lengthening the spine. You're gonna be here for 10 more seconds. Just melt into the ground. Start to connect, start to wake the body up, start to raise yourself up out of it. You're gonna come up to your hands first, you're gonna walk yourself out of it, and then you're gonna go ahead and untangle that leg. We're gonna do that same pose on the opposite side. So again, center your knee, right to belly button, and then bring that leg across. Again, if you can lengthen it, go ahead and lengthen it out a bit more. Nice tall posture, check your butt. Make sure both sits bones are in the ground. You're not sitting up on your heel or elevated on one side. Nice long spine, and then just let yourself sink forward into that stretch. Again, these poses take a little bit of time to reach the bottom, and there's really no rush. Just take that time. Let your body slowly fall into these stretches. You just keep focusing on lengthening the back and pushing the hips behind you. All right, we're gonna make that transition into your pigeon on this side. So the top leg swings back behind you again. And then you're gonna go ahead and bring this hip to twist forward as much as it will allow you to. You can start down on the forearms. You can bring it down to the fist. Or again, you can come to that fully clasped hand. And again, just melt into the floor, melt into the stretch, let your body really relax into it. You should be able to feel that stretch, but you should also not have to like hold your breath. Find that steady breath. If it's really hard for you to breathe or hold it, you need to back up and come higher, okay? We're gonna be here for about another 10. All right, guys, slowly begin to wake the body up. Begin to move yourself up. Untangle those legs. We are all done. I appreciate you guys coming. Thank you so much. I will hopefully see you all very soon. Happy Wednesday. Halfway through the week. Woo! Bye, you guys.